Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Neil.
And this is SweetBriarMoth. Can we just add a bunch of like fireworks right now? Alright, cool. Last time we did a little spell jar, and then we also did a little Yule log, a teeny little baby one, you know, so you can burn it in your house. After these, we've decided that we're going to do a simmer pot. For the most part, it is about the same ingredients as our other ones. We are going to be using a fresh orange and adding craisins.
Yeah, like dried cranberries, essentially.
Pretty basic. You're just gonna put it in the bowl and then you're gonna cook it. So we're making the simmer pot. We're gonna go over real quick why you would have a simmer pot. So it's a different version of like burning incense or anything kind of like that, and purification. So if you're in a place where you can't really have smoke or you don't really like smoke, simmer pots are great because it gets that aroma and all that energy and everything into the air and through your home to help purify and whatever else you need to use it for without the smoke. So this is great when you don't want, you know, smoke, or if your lungs can't take it, or if you have a lot of animals or anything like that, then you just don't want a fire alarm to go off.
It's like a smokeless Yule log.
Yes. Soupy log, if you will.
A soup log.
But yeah, so we're gonna use basically the same ingredients plus the orange that is fresh and
dried cranberries.
I keep forgetting that, the dried cranberries. So I had thrown some stuff in here, so we're just gonna. So you have your bowl. Alright, so we're gonna put cinnamon sticks in there. Magical. There you go. Cinnamon sticks. Why cinnamon sticks? They're cinnamon sticks. I'm not going over this a third time. Very easy. Awesome. They're in there. They're gonna make your house smell great.
Cloves are used for protection, courage, strength, and attraction.
Amazing. We will also have, well, I have some orange peels. And I might put them in there a little bit, but we're gonna use the orange, so. You can use dried stuff, but if you do fresh stuff in a simmer pot, it'll be a stronger smell.
We have our dried pine needles, the birch bark, and the anise. Dan,
What, Neil?
do you happen to know anything about the magical properties of anise?
Do I ever? So they're used great for helping calm your like energies and all that kind of jazz. Protection, pretty basic there. Psychic awareness, that's what they're usually used for. And also I read something about them like pushing away the evil eye and all that kind of. Yeah, they're supposed to be snazzy.
Well, that's great. That's a lot of things.
It is so many things.
It's a lot of things that I didn't know.
The more you know. So now we're going to add them into the pot. Well, bowl. How much you add is going to be on how much you want your house to smell. A little goes a long way. I wouldn't use more cinnamon than like these size cinnamon sticks. It's gonna be a lot. You're gonna be fine. Rosemary, I'm just gonna. Look at that. Too bad it's not a sailing pool.
Where's my Capri Sun? I'm so mad.
I really want a Capri Sun right now. You got your clove.
Anise star.
Or some orange peels, even though we don't need it.
Dried cranberries.
They're not dried.
A very dull
wet.
knife. But also, if you're going to cut an orange, be very careful. Don't judge how I cut things.
I'm also going to put some of the oil we've been using for the other two in there, because why not? It smells great.
Well, the pine needles, I mean, why not use more? It goes back to all of the things we talked about in our Yule traditions that have been adopted by Christianity video that we did.
That's true. Also, I've had these for a while, so they can go.
There you go. Absolutely. We'll just have to forge more next year.
Yeah.
So then we have our orange, and Dan and I talked about in one of our last videos that the orange in a lot of the spellcraft around Yule is representative of the sun because it's round, and then when you cut it, it looks like the sun.
Which makes so much sense.
It does.
Sometimes I wonder about myself. So, Neil, you've used simmer pots. How do you use them?
Well, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your bowl of ingredients.
Ooh,
right?
Pretty. So glad someone put things in there nicely. It smells so good.
It does. It does. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your mostly dry ingredients and put them into a stovepat. Either this size, a little bit bigger, doesn't matter. Once your ingredients are in, so let's do this. You're gonna fill this about half of the way up with water, because you're gonna want that water to boil and simmer without bubbling over the top and then getting all of your ingredients all over your stovetop.
Cool. And we will show you how to do that right now. Yeah. You put that on high just to heat up.
Just to heat up, yeah. Because then when you're simmering it, you're gonna have it on low heat.
Yeah, we are. Look at that time. You think that's in the afternoon? It's not. All right, so it started boiling. So moved it down to a simmer. And then you just kind of leave it on here all day. You know, make sure you check every hour or so to make sure the water's still in there. And it won't look like this in a minute when it calms down, you know? But yeah. That's what it will look like. Wasn't that amazing? Neil, how many times can you use a simmer pot?
When you're cutting up fresh ingredients for your simmer pot, like we did with the orange, I would suggest not using it for more than the first day you're going to be using the simmer pot. And you want to check your water on that about every hour, so set a timer. If the water gets too low, you're going to burn the ingredients and you don't want that. That's a mess.
That makes sense. It's not gonna smell nearly as good.
It won't.
If you're using only dried ingredients, it's like making tea, you know, where you can use a tea bag again, but you gotta be careful because it's, you know, once it's wet, it's gotta dry and grow stuff, but you can technically use it again. Some people do. I'd be careful with it. But if you're not digesting it, I think you're probably a lot safer, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, your wet, fresh ingredients are not gonna last as long, so keep that in mind. I need this as a perfume. I'm gonna stop sniffing this pot right now.
Why don't we do a video on making scent spray for the Yule scents?
Get out of your own house right now. Would you guys like that? I don't know if you heard him making like a room spray.
Making a room spray.
Out of this stuff. Yeah, if you guys would like to see a video on that, I mean, just let me know. Us know. Yell at Neil. Find him. He's tagged in my things.
I am. But if you want to contact SweetBriarMoth, find her on Instagram.
Also, please, I love talking to people, so that's fine. You can tell me to yell at Neil any day. Well, it's not quite the weather yet here, but I wanted to do some ice magic. But we don't really have ice yet, so can't do that yet. But that would be fun.
That would be fun. We absolutely should do that. Someone get Dan help. She's not gonna let go of this bowl.
First of all, I have to if I'm gonna put it on the stove. Leave me and my son alone. It's freaking rude. Bring you onto my channel. Try to take away your pot from my hands.
Well, for SweetBriarMoth, this is Neil, Dan, and her son, the bull.
I call him Wassailor.
Hey there, Wassailor. Bad Yule pickup lines.
Is that a Wassailor bull, or are you just happy to see me?